Good morning, gentlemen. Here to do a another webinar for you guys. I hope you guys got the opportunity and the chance to go ahead and get out yesterday, and you'll be able to call in to discuss what happened when you were out there meeting women. Again, if y'all want to call in, y'all can. Call in, press one. We're gonna try something new. I've been trying to work on this for a while, so we're gonna be trying to go to the board as well to break some things down to you guys. Yesterday was a what I call a pivotal moment, so to speak, for a lot of you guys who really gotta gotta really gauge where you're at, where are you at right now. That was the thing that I was trying to determine for a lot of you guys, because you need to see where you're at. You need to see what you're doing, and if you continue to do the things that you're doing, you're not going to be successful as the other guy. Now, what we wanted to do was we what I wanted to do was really truly um, kind of gauge where you are and what you're doing as far as your passion and your desire to go after what you want. Yesterday was a test, and hopefully, I will get some calls from you guys to tell me about your day and tell me how it went for you, the successes and the failures with no excuses. But that is truly up to you guys of how you want to do that. Y'all got the number is open. Y'all can call in and discuss that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something. I got something new going on here. I got a board here that we're gonna start using on the regular shows as well. But I wanted to kind of test it out here. So we're gonna do some testing on that as well and talk to you guys again. Uh, my whole thing is for this thing is all about participation. If there's no participation, we're gonna just do probably like 30 minutes and wrap it up. I'm good. I'm fine. But I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time talking when I'm not the one who has the problem. So it's all good. So anyway, I will just begin, and after 20 30 minutes, if I we don't have any class discussion, we'll just keep it moving and move on to in this right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. So basically, let's go to what I call the board. I want to try this out and see how this works. But let's go to the board real quick. And the thing about the board that I want to talk about for you guys out there is drive and passion and desire. Everything that you do, everything that you do is going to truly be a marker. It is a marker of drive, passion, determination, behaviors, and all that other stuff of what you want. And this is what's very important to know. And this is why I mean, if you have the list, you'll understand this. But if you don't, you're going to have the issues and problems, okay? So, what I want to do is give y'all a few seconds to go ahead and get your paper together. Go get some paper and stuff. Let's get some of this written down. drive, determination, passion. These are all important things because this is technically your list. Now, always remember your list means that you're going after everything like it's 100 on your list. This is what we call a man in action. That is a man in action, a man that has 100 on his list of things that he wants to do and he wants to accomplish because the drive, the passion, the desire, the determination, and the discipline are so great that what it does is it kicks in. What we call this right here is fear and comfort zone, okay? Your fear and the need to put you back in your comfort zone, okay? That's something for a lot of you guys out there that you don't see. Let me see, switch over. Let's see what we have here. But it's very, very important that when it comes to your comfort zone, as long as your everything on your list is at 100, okay, it will always push down the fears and the comfort zone. Now, this right here is what we call the normal alpha male, the man mindset, where we're trying to get you guys into right now, into this portion right here on the list. Now, yesterday was a marker for you because it kind of shows you where you're at. Now, this right here, this is what we call for the normal guy. He's on all of his shit at 100. When it's at 100, it kind of pushes down these two markers right here, the fear and the comfort zone. But then there's most of you right now. All right, let's look at this. For most of you guys right here, your markers are so low that this is most of you guys right now. This is when you don't have the drive, determination, passion, and all the other stuff. And this is why we call it. That's why we say you're in what is known as reaction. Now, reaction's a funny thing, but this is some of the issues and problems that y'all are having right now because you say that you want it. You know, I want women. I want to get over this fear. I want to do all this other stuff. But the question is what are you doing to get this up and your fears and all that other stuff down? Now, if we look at, always say, I always like to use cups. If we look at cups, what are you putting inside your cup? To elevate it and move it upwards to fill your cup. I'll just use two of them, knowledge of self and knowledge of women. What are you putting in your cup? For some of you, you have the alpha code. Some of you fill your cup inner champ. Some of you will have the list, but some of you don't. But everything that you put in your cup when it comes to self is going to elevate you as a man. And that is what we're trying to get you guys to see, especially from yesterday. And that is the thing that I think is happening with a lot of you guys right now, is that you don't have that drive and that passion. And that's why the list is so important when it comes to relationships. The list is very important, guys. The list determines a lot of things in you that that you don't even know in yourself, that you don't know what's happening right now. Now, what we want to talk about is that we want to discuss what's going on with you. See, for a lot of guys, we're sitting here and we're doing everything we can to try to change your mindset, okay? We want to kind of expand the mindset because you need the beautiful thing about the list, and I always tell guys, you have to have this and the scale, but that's if you have the Texan toolkit, you have the scale in there. But you need to gauge where you're at. And this is where the self-focus comes in at, to know where you're at and to know what you need to work on. Now, for all you guys, yesterday was a test to see where you're at. Because there's going to be an opportunity coming up pretty soon, but I tried to push you to the mall to get out there and start getting around the things that you want to be with. But you have to understand that for a lot of you, it's a process that you don't feel like, or you think that you're not strong enough to handle. In order to change yourself, you have to be able to change your mindset, okay? And what is important here is that you have to learn to sometimes either listen to that voice when you're in action, and don't listen to it when you're in reaction. When you guys approach a new challenge, okay, well, what happened is your voice will probably talk to you and tell you, are you sure you can do it? Like yesterday, going to the mall. Are you sure you can go to the mall and be around women, which maybe you can because you've done it before, but are you sure you can talk to them? But this is what happens, and it begins to talk to you, and it begins to tell you what you can and cannot do. Let's go what you can and cannot do. Remember, when you are in reaction and you have your fear and your comfort zone right there, what your fear and comfort zone are going to do is the voices are going to be higher when your cup is low. When your cup is low, the fears are going to be higher, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you back into what we call your comfort zone, okay? And what happens with that is that they will begin to ask you questions. Mentally, they will ask you things. Are you sure you can do this? Is this something that you can do? Going up and speaking to a woman when you're not used to doing it. But then what it would do is it will then begin to talk to you and tell you things like, you know what? What if, the what ifs start to come? What if you fail? What if you feel stupid afterwards? What if this and what if that? And after hitting the obstacle, okay, all right, that when you go through it and you go on and you follow what we're showing you, it's about following the playbook and not thinking. It is your thinking right now that is putting you where you're at. So, what we want you guys to do is we want you just to follow what we tell you, because we're not trying to harm you and we're not trying to hurt you. Remember, if y'all want to call in, 515-605-9373 is the number. Call in. I want to hear about your day. Now, again, this shows you where you're at as a student. My best students should be calling in right now, or the ones who are trying to be the best, to discuss their day. And if you haven't discussed or you cannot discuss your day, then you know where you're at. And this is why, for a lot of you, you may need to start looking towards the list. But for some of you guys, after going and doing what I told you to and realizing it's not as bad, after you hit that obstacle that has been holding you back for so long, then all of a sudden in your mind, you might hear that, you know what, wow, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Or you'll hear that voice saying, see, I told you it wasn't too risky. See, what you guys have to understand, in the face of when you're faced with a obstacle, okay, the voice in your head is always going to tell you it's not my fault. Who do they think they are? And that voice undermines everything that you do. It is your worst critic that you have inside of yourself. But once you know you have what we're trying to incorporate in you, you can anticipate the voice and then move away from it. It is what we call the warrior part of you, as in anticipation. Anticipating what's going on. All right, area code 970. Did you have a question, sir? Or did you want to talk about yesterday?
Oh, hey, Dean. I didn't go to the malls yesterday, but I went to the gym instead.
Good for you.
And, yeah, I was listening to what you said and talked to this one girl. I was set up at the machine next to her and just said hi to her. But she was running around with, she was with a boyfriend or something, so just talked to her for a minute.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Why didn't you go to the mall? I mean, be honest. I mean, this is not a failing thing. I'm just curious. What stopped you from going to the mall? I mean, you went to the gym, so you could have went to the mall. So why didn't you go to the mall? I'm just curious.
Oh, I was going to go to the mall today, I think, because I already had plans yesterday.
Okay.
But, the gym's pretty good too, but I'm gonna go to the mall today.
Well, okay. I know the gym is good, but the assignment was going to the mall because okay, understand this. When someone's at the gym, they have usually one thing on their mind. They're not there to meet people and pick up people. They're there to exercise, get their body right, and get the fuck out. That's basically it. In and out. The reason I wanted you to get to the mall was because you're then in an environment where people are sometimes just walking around. They're not necessarily shopping. They're just being around other people. So that was why I wanted you to get to the mall. I'm glad you got to the gym. But my thing is, if you had time to go to the gym, you should at least taken a little time to go to the mall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. The mall is where it's at. I'm definitely going to go today.
Okay, yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For sure.
Yeah, but did you have a question or anything?
I don't know. It might be off subject right now.
There's no off subject.
But questions. I like what you said.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I like what you said the other day that girls notice if you talk to women.
Yes.
And that seemed like it made a lot of sense to me.
Well, the thing is women are always trying to figure out what you are. Cause okay, what a woman is. Are you watching the live YouTube right now? Or are you just talking?
Oh, I'm just on the. I
Okay.
couldn't get my YouTube to work, but I'm just on the
Okay.
phone call.
All right, no problem, no problem. Because I'm gonna go to the board. I was gonna go to the board and explain something to you, but that's all right. I'll talk to you. The thing about women is that in order for a woman to be in control of her environment, she's got to know what she's dealing with. Like, let me give you an example. And think about the warrior, okay? If you know that down that hill, you got two hills. One hill you have a group of people with spears and knives, okay? Hill number 2, they have guns and fucking bazookas, okay? You gotta peek over that hill to know what you're dealing with, so you know the adjustments you need to make in order for you to get that victory. For instance, if you peeked over hill number 2 and you knew there was bazookas, you're not going down that motherfucker with a fucking spear and a fucking rock. You know what I mean? So the thing with women, the thing with women is that they have a category for every guy. There is that category of, you know what, this guy turns me on. I'm more than curious about him, and I could fuck him guy. That's that guy. And then there's the rest of them. Okay, then there's everybody else. But inside of everybody else, the subsystem, she needs to know where your placement is so she knows how she will behave and act around you. Now, when you are not, let's say you're not talking to women, or when she notices you talking to a woman, you're not doing it with confidence or arrogance, you're not flirting. She sees, she's watching your every move when you don't even know you're doing it. All women are. That's why 970, I always stress to you, when you go to the clubs or bars, or you go into any environment where you know there's women going to be there in a social setting, always talk to the first group of women, because they're automatically sizing you up. They want to see, they don't want somebody they have to sculpt. Let's say she's an artist and you're a piece of clay. Some women don't want to have to deal with shaping you and sculpting you and smoothing you out and making sure the rough edges. Some women don't want to do that shit. Now, some women do. But the majority of women want you already made. You know what I mean? Like an already made TV dinner. You know, some women like to take the time to buy the food, cut it up, chop it up, cook it. You see what I'm saying? But some women just want it already made where I can just throw it in the microwave and I'm good, you know? But the majority of women want that. They want that already made person because they know their biological clock is ticking. They don't have too much time to sit around and make you a project, you know, a pet project. All right, I need to make you the way I need you to make. And by the time you do it, you might not be the perfect one. And guess what? I've lost 3 or 4 years out of my life working with this one guy, and he was a total waste of my time. So I'd rather have them already made. So when you talk to other women, like you said, you're talking to other women, that's when it piques their curiosity. What are they talking about? Why is she laughing? Why is she engaged in him? Why is she twirling her hair, you know, twisting, moving her head to the side? Why is she showing the kind of body language of interest towards this guy? What is it about him? So that is when we get to the gingerbread house part, because then you're talking to other women. And we're not talking about just fat, ugly women. You're engaging any woman that you choose to engage. That's when it piques her curiosity, because she knows that most guys, 970, are not like this. Most guys are just going to talk to women if they have to talk to them. Not a lot of guys are going to talk to women or engage women because they want to do it. You know what I mean? So what she's doing is she's gauging you. I mean, this is what every woman does. Because a woman wants somebody who is wanted by other people. And they will always notice your behaviors if you either in reaction or you're in action. Does any of that make sense so far?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Now,
yes,
if you're talking to a woman and asking her out,
yes.
does she tell her friends about that?
Yeah. Hey, yes. I need. I need you to do that. Let me tell you. Especially I mean, again, I always tell y'all don't do this in the office, but I used to do this shit all the time. Man, let me tell you, man. I would walk around. Let's just say A, B, C, and D, because the building had different women and stuff. But one thing all the animals did was they used to go to the cafeteria. You know, like just like in college, just like in high school. They all congregated to the cafeteria. Or there was a mall up the street where everybody went to eat lunch. So it was beautiful. What I would do is I would talk to all the women, right? But what I would do is I make sure I ask, okay, let's say you got 9s and 8s, okay? You got all women 9s and 8s. There's some 7s and some 6s and 5s in there, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would, instead of asking a 9 or instead of asking a 9 or 8, sometimes I'd ask a 7 just to fuck the ecosystem up. Because I always had the reputation. I always had the reputation of going after beautiful women. So when I would talk to a 7, I won't go below that. When I would talk to a 7, it fucked up their ecosystem because they're like, well, why is he asking her out? Well, what's wrong with me? What, does he think she's cuter than me? Why is he, what is it about her that, see what I'm saying? They start to question.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They start to question themselves. Because they know that I have a reputation of only fucking with beautiful women. So then they start to think, well, why is he talking to her and not talking to me? Or why is he spending a lot of time with her and not with me? But then what that does is that causes to stir the pot. Because when I get done talking to that 7, like say, I'll say, you know what? Why don't we hang out and do something? Let's just hang out. You know, listen, remember, I never do things with women to fuck. Because when she knows you about the fucking part, that's when she knows she's in control. I do things with women because I want to do them, okay? Like, for instance, if there's a movie, and again, I want a piece of candy on me, on my shoulder with me, I do it. Now, again, the reason I might ask the 7 is because the 7 might be the one that is a Marvel or DC fan. You know what I mean? She's a little bit more laid back when she watches like man shit. Where the 9s and 8s will do it, but they're not really into it. Now, I would just go out with her. Remember, I'm not going out to fuck her. Even though she wanted to fuck me, I would not fuck her. I just went out with her. With the mindset of I'm looking at the bigger picture. Always remember 5 moves ahead. I'm looking at the bigger picture because I fucked up the ecosystem. See, let me give you an example. See, and I was talking to my boy because we were talking about DC and Marvel and shit, and he was telling me about Darkseid. Okay. Now, in the world of DC, Darkseid is like some big ass titan or god or semi-god or something. He's so big that if you killed him, it will fuck up the balance between good and evil. That's how fucking badass he is of an evil guy. Same thing here. What I'm doing is I want to disrupt the ecosystem of these women because they know they look good. Why? Because that's what all the other guys tell them all the time. 9070, they're beautiful. You look good. You know, they kiss their asses and stuff. But I don't kiss their ass. I might talk to them, but hey, when they know when I ask a woman out, they already assume that we're going to be fucking, which is probably 9 times out of 10. But sometimes what I do is I will go fishing in the pond. Now, ready for this one, 970? I will fish in the pond,
Yeah.
and I will fish in the pond and capture a little fish, right? So then when I go out into the ocean and throw that fish into the ocean, it will then catch what? A bigger fish. Okay? That's the thought process here. Getting the little fish out of the pond to take it into the ocean, throw it out there and get the bigger fish. Because fish don't hunt. Most fish won't hunt a little hook, with a hook and a worm on there. A big fish is not going to go after a hook and a worm. You know what I mean? A big fish is going to go after a smaller fish that is tempting, right? So that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm spending time with the little fish to draw in the big. Now, remember, again, you got to understand, 970, I don't have to do all the stuff that I'm doing. I could just go over there and talk to the bitch and get the pussy. But I always want to challenge myself and come up with new things to do just in case I run into something I've never run into before. I'm always trying to prepare myself. So I always make some fun games out of this stuff because it's so easy just to walk up to them and talk to them and fuck them that you get bored after a while. And that sounds crazy, but trust me, once you get into this thing, oh man, you're going to get so fucking bored with just, man, like for me walking up to a beautiful woman, to a regular guy, that is like, oh my God, it's the most amazing. How did he do that? But to me, it's boring because I do it all the time. It's like me turning on a light switch. So what I want to do is I want to make fun. I want to build my fucking self up at the same time, but see what I can get away with, going beyond the realms of what most people do. That's what I always do, and that's why I'm trying to give y'all different angles, because remember, the warrior can hunt from what? Land, sea, or air. You have choices. For most of you guys, y'all only attack from land because you didn't know you could attack from sea and air. You know what I mean? You think you have to do it one way. And for you guys, yes. That's why I wanted you to be in the environment yesterday so you can get an idea of, okay, that's the zebras over there. That's the deer. That's the elk. You kind of separate the packs because every woman has different personalities and every woman do different things. But also what I wanted you to see when you went to the mall is that you can see the broken relationships. You can see the bored wife. You can see the bored girlfriend. You can see the desperate woman, the woman that's looking for something. They're all at the mall right now because they're all shopping. This is your influx right now. But getting back to what I was saying about the little fish, so I would just spend time with her. Now, of course, the other women thought I was going to be fucking her and shit. That's where they get a little jealous. Why? Because they know I don't waste my time. They know when I spend time with somebody, they're worth my time. Now, to me, that's absolutely true. But again, I don't need to fuck you to have fun with you, because if I wanted to, like I say, if I wanted to fuck her, that could have been easy. I just wanted to hang out with her because she was talking about Marvel and DC, and I was like, you know what? Instead of hanging out with my boys, sometimes I like to come off of Mount Olympus and hang out with the women. You know what I mean? Just to chill, just to feel things out. So coming back the next day, guess what? I was a talk of the, oh my God, Steve is dating this person, and Steve, did they have sex and all this other stuff? Until one came over and asked me. And I told her, I said, if you want to know, call me later, we'll talk. And again, this is 970. Once you begin to do the first step and follow what we're showing you, the shit I'm talking right now that moves you up to another level, because this is upper level stuff. It's good. All of this is going to be a toy game. It's going to be, like I say, it's going to be you walking up to the anthill. These women they have no choice. They want somebody that other people want, and they want somebody who doesn't give a fuck what they think. Because what they think, I don't care. I don't give a fuck what they think. And look, either they're doing something that's going to bring something to my realm to make me better than who I am. Well, not make me better, but make my realm better. Or they're not. That's it. And if they're not, I don't give a fuck. And if they are, I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, 970, who is it about, big dog?
It's about me. Yeah.
Exactly. And when you make it about yourself, that's when women begin to notice you a little bit more. Because beautiful women don't want to be noticed. Beautiful women don't want to be noticed by the guy that, hold on a second. I'm doing a show. What's going on? All right. Beautiful women don't want to be noticed by guys that want them. They want to be noticed by the guys who don't even look their way. It's not the ones that, look, all the guys that think that she's beautiful, they don't care about that shit. They want to know why that other guy is not like everybody else. I know he's not gay because he's always around women. But why isn't he noticing my hair like that guy is? Why isn't he noticing my new dress like that guy is? Why is he noticing me? And when that happens, that's when you suck them in. Do you have any other questions, brother?
No, that's it for now. I appreciate it.
All right, man. But like I say, man, yeah, when you get the chance, man, please try to get to the mall today and everything, man. Okay, and just walk around and just try to get a feel for things, man. Okay, I want you to feel it out, man. That's what's important to me. Okay, just get a feel for things. And look around and observe. That's very important. But also, if you get a chance, all you guys gotta get that list because you gotta know what's driving you. Remember, self-concept is knowing the why behind everything. And right now, you don't know what's driving you, and you gotta look inside of you to see what's driving you and what's not driving you. And whatever is not driving you, that's what you need to focus on and start working on, okay? So just think about that, okay, big guy?
Okay.
All right. Well,
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And then we're going ready to wrap this up. Thank you, 970. I appreciate the call. But again, like I say, these webinars are here for me to give you more one-on-one time. It is up to you whether you want to do it or not. I am here for you guys, but this is where the determination has to come in from you guys to want to be greater. You've got to be able to ask questions. So we will do that. We were about to roll it. We were about to shut this webinar down. I just want to say thank you to all you guys out there. We will. This will be the last webinar for the month. We will continue this next month because we got to keep discussing and working on you internally. It is your internal parts that are the problem, and we got to keep working on those all the time. It's a constant because the battle that you're fighting right now is a battle that you're losing, and we want to make sure at the end of the day you are winning. You are winners. I want to show you that you're winners, and I want to show you that when it comes to women, that it's not as bad as you think it is, man, okay? Anyway, guys, I'm the Dean. We're going to wrap this up. I will talk to you next month. Peace.